All right, we are live. We are live and we are back. We are back and we are live. We're lit. We're feeling good. I hope everybody else is feeling good. But everybody, welcome back to Wheesearch Live with me, Iziah. So today I'm super excited because I've had this palette for a week now. The palette came out a long time ago. I don't know why I'm so late on the wave, but the palette came in the mail, and it's actually a surprise palette. Like, my sister sent me this palette. Like, I was just talking to her on Instagram, and she was like, "Hey, brother, have you seen this look?" And I was like, "What look?" So I watched the video, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, the colors, the pigments, everything about this palette, blew my mind. So I said that to my sister, and then next thing you know, 7 days later, in my inbox, my mailbox. There we go. In my mailbox, there was the box of crayon palette. Hallelujah. But yes, the box of crayons palette came in the mail. And my sister, she didn't just get me the one palette, she got me the set. So there are 3 palettes in this set, but today we're only gonna be going over the box of crayons because this is like the most popular, most talked about one that I've seen personally. Yesterday on my own personal channel, I did use the Watch Me Blush palette, and I posted a look on Instagram. All of my socials are in the description below, so if you wanna check me out, that's where to check me out. But today, we will be getting into the box of crayon palette by the Crayon Case. So let's just hop right into this. I'm excited to start using this. I have not touched this palette. This is a first impression video for you. Well, live stream for you. Okay, so let's just get into some back information about the palette. But before we get there, thank you everybody for coming out today or watching this video if you're watching it as a playback. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button just to show some love, show that you like the broadcast. Also, if you have any suggestions or products or anything that you want to see, make sure you leave them in the comments below so that Wheesearch, can review it for you. What is up, Tiny Whiny? How you doing today? Welcome to the broadcast. And as always, if you are new to the broadcast, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on our post notifications so you know when we go live. When we go live, post content, events coming up. We do have a beauty awards that is going on right now. So if you are into makeup, if you are creative, or if you're just beginning and you want to join a competition, definitely go check out beautyawards.wheesearch.com and enter to the competition. See what wow, I can't talk. See what categories we have and show your best talent, and you could win an $100 Sephora gift card each week. So every week there's a $100 Sephora gift card on the table, and then the final grand prize winner will win $500 cash. So I know I could use $500 and you guys could use $500 too. So with all that being said, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and let's jump into the box of crayons palette by the Crayon Case. I'm excited. So Tiny Whiny, how are you doing today? Welcome to the broadcast. Thank you for joining. So I did do my brows off camera, and I'm going to shout out this brow pencil every single broadcast because, honey, I don't like the precision, the control, everything about this. I just love. This is the Precision Brow Pencil by Kiss Beauty. So the same drugstore brand that makes the lashes came out with a makeup line, and this pencil is literally does not leave my hand. I love this pencil so much. Look at my brows. Like, I'm shook, shaken, I'm taken aback, but honey, they're done. They're done. All right, so here we go. Now, right, Tiny Whiny, that's what I'm saying. Like, literally, I didn't clean these up or anything. There's no concealer on my face. There's no foundation on my face. We are completely clean except for brow product. And I was able to get, like, so close in there and, like, everything without... I was just so excited. But yes. But, okay, let's not make this broadcast about the brow pencil, even though we honestly could. We're going to jump into the box of crayons. So... the box of crayons palette came out in about March 2018, so it is an older palette. The hype about it has probably died down. I'm just late to the party, but I really want to jump into this palette. I think we can come up with some pretty cool looks. It is $30, so the palette it's a little on that medium to expensive, so it's not like your $15 palette like ColourPop, or let's see. what's a brand that's comparable? Morphe, there we go. So Morphe products are about $32 for a palette, but you get way more shades in a Morphe palette, but that doesn't mean that the Morphe palettes are better. So it is $30. I purchased it on, well, I didn't purchase it, my sister purchased it online, and there's $8.99 shipping fee, so it comes out to be about $40 total for shipping, handling, and to get this palette in your hand. So it is a little bit more on the expensive side, but we're gonna figure out today if it is worth that $40, all right? They are cruelty-free, so I'm trying my best. I'm gonna say I'm not 100% sure. There probably are some products in my collection that are not cruelty-free, but I'm working on figuring out which brands really support the environment, really support cruelty-free, not harming animals or testing on animals, and I'm eliminating those products out of my collection because I wanna be more conscious, I wanna be more aware of what I'm doing to the environment and what I'm doing to animals and all the other stuff. So that's just something, a personal thing, does not have to be your thing, but it is cruelty-free, so I enjoy that. There's 18 shades in this palette. 8 of them are mattes and 10 are shimmers, so I feel like that's a pretty good range. I don't like palettes that are completely dominated in shimmers and don't have that many mattes, and I don't like palettes that are all mattes and are dominated in mattes and don't have shimmers, so the vice versa of that. The packaging, so let's get into packaging. So the packaging is super cute. So I had a nostalgic moment with looking at this palette because it reminded me of literally Crayola crayons. And it's the crayon, box of crayons. So it just gives you this like adult allure, giving a nostalgic vibe, and it's a really good marketing scheme. It is cardboard, it's glossy, it's a nice material. I definitely think that this is perfect packaging because it's not too excessive. Will I keep this package? Maybe. But most of the time I throw out packaging, so packaging is not super important to me, but I thought this one was super cute. All right, now let's open up this because we're gonna do some swatches because we know we all love swatches, so let's just see how this performs on my deeper skin tone. All right. So once you pull it out of the box, it does come wrapped in bubble wrap, and like nice bubble wrap too. So it's not that cheap dollar store bubble wrap, it's like actual bubble wrap that's gonna keep your palette safe. I cannot stand when I buy a palette and it comes in that like cheapy paper-like bubble wrap. You know what I'm talking about. But like, it's like, how is that supposed to protect my palette? Like, it's not. You might as well just have left that off or just thrown a piece of paper in there and been like, hey, we're protecting your palette. But I do like that about that. And it's like, these are like small things that I started realizing that I really care about. But hey, I care about it. So here's the box of crayons. So it looks just like when you're, just like the outside of the box, but when you open it up, it has a beautiful, huge mirror on the palette. So like you can literally, I'm just gonna use this mirror while I do my makeup today because it is just that big. It's awesome, it's awesome. And then look at the color selection. Like, boy, I am literally in love. I'm surprised I haven't touched this palette since, but I wanted this to be a first impression. Now, I have looked at the palette. If you've seen my Instagram story, I did promote this stream by using the product, but I have not touched any of these. Right, Tiny Whiny? The mirror is amazing. Like, it's huge. It's perfect. And then look at these colors. Oh, I'm shook. I'm so shook. Now, if these are pigmented, boy, we in for a treat today. If these are pigmented, we are in for a treat. So let's just go ahead and let's get to the swatches. I'm gonna go ahead and take off my bracelets just because, so I have more arm space to work with. And let's hop in. All right, so the names of the shades are literally just names of crayons. So like this is blue, green, red, yellow, you get the gist. So they kept the branding very simple, but very impactful. Because they, like, you know, palettes will name this like ocean blue or green with envy or red tomato or something like that. But they just kept it very simple. This is blue, this is green, this is red. It keeps the guesswork out, all right? All right, so let's just hop into this first color on the palette. The first color is blue, and this is a shimmery blue. So this is a shimmer shade. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dip in with my finger. Ooh, already. Baby. All right, so everybody, this is blue. Okay, I'm gonna start up here. Guess I'm starting up here now. So here is blue. Wow. Okay, so as I pulled my finger away, it does get less pigmented, but where I first applied that shimmer shade, it's very pigmented, and that's on my skin tone. So that's blue. The next one is a matte color, and this is green. So green on my finger, very pigmented. Let's see how it swatches. So ready, and we're gonna swatch. All right, so what I kind of expect that. Hey boo, what's up, Cook? How you doing today? We are going over, you made it just in time. We're doing the swatches for the Box of Crayons palette. So we've already done blue and we've done green. So green, it's pigmented like where you applied that shadow, but like I said, once you blend it out, it does get a little sparse. Now we're gonna jump into red. So red on the finger. And then let's swatch her. Oh, you have this palette? How do you like it? And I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for asking. So there's the red. The red's not as pigmented as I thought. We're noticing a pattern. We're noticing a pattern. But I've heard that these shadows perform great on the lid. All right, and here's yellow. I'm always looking for a pigmented yellow, so hello. All right, here we go. Okay, so the yellow came through. The yellow came through, baby. If she looks like that on my lids, we're in business. I can't deny it. All right, here's black. It's great in all the looks I can create. Yes, I'm so excited to create a look today with this palette. You have no idea. After these swatches, we are going in. All right, so here's black. Ooh. Okay, so black is, it's like a gray black. It's not the blackest I've seen, but it is a black, so there we go. Now let me go ahead and wipe off my hands real quick, and then we will get back into the rest of the swatches. Also, if you just joined, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Share the broadcast if you'd like. All right, and here we go. So I'm cleaning off my fingers. All right, so there is one thing that I've recently just kind of gotten annoyed with palettes. So I do love a super pigmented palette, don't get me wrong. We love the color payoff and we want our money's worth for the products that we're buying. But at the same time, I do not want a palette that is so pigmented that it stains my eyelids. So the pink color in the Sephora Pro palette stains my eyelids. So I think that's cool that it's really pigmented, but it's not cool that it stains your lids. So after wiping these off, I don't have any color residue except for the red. There's a little bit of red on my finger, but there's no color residue left over. So that's a good sign. All right, so here we go. Let's hop into the next. All right, so the next color is brown. All right, so we are going to swatch brown right underneath my scar. Okay. Oh, brown is creamy. Huh. That's interesting. This shade is like, you see how creamy that is? Wow, that's cool. I didn't that shade. Other than these were chalky. The yellow might have been creamy and I just didn't catch it, but that one was really creamy. All right, here's orange. So I'm gonna go ahead and just swatch all of these and then we're gonna go through them. So this one's orange. Ooh, hello orange. And orange is a shimmer shade. Then we have purple. Yes, purple. Hold on, baby. Hold on. Look at that orange and purple. Yes, and those are shimmer shades. All right, now we're gonna hop into baby blue. So this one's baby blue. Yes, baby blue is cute too. That's a nice shimmer and very good pigment. So I'm really learning that all of these have good pigmentation. Those first like green, red, and yellow, the matte colors, not as pigmented, but the shimmers are definitely performing. Definitely performing. All right, I'm gonna wipe off my hands real quick so that we can hop into these other ones. So we're about to do purple, pink, and tan. Purple, pink, and tan are next. So Cook, do you have an Instagram account or like a YouTube or anything like that? I want to see, have you done any looks with this palette? I would love to go check them out. All right, so here we go. Now we are into purple, and this one looks like a purple matte. So this was violet. My bad, guys. This one was violet, and it's a shimmer. Now this is purple, and it's a matte. Oh, that one's creamy too. I wonder why they started getting creamy. So like, of course, this purple is not showing up that much on my skin. It's getting flushed out a little bit in the camera, but it's very pigmented on my end. So that's that purple. Here's pink. All right, so there's pink. YouTube channel is also Cookalicious. Okay, perfect. I'm definitely gonna check you out. Thank you for commenting that. So there is that pink. The pink shade's really pigmented and really pretty. I like that pink. All right, here's tan. Tan is right here, so let's swatch that on over. So there's that tan color, also very pigmented, shows up well on my skin. All right, and now I'm gonna switch to my other arm, and we're just gonna pop out the rest of these colors. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 colors left. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch all of these. So this one is magenta. Ooh, I'm gonna like this one. I know I'm gonna like this one. Ready? Oh, my Lord. Come through. The creaminess. Oh, I feel like this is a shimmer shade. All right, here's white. So white, let's see how white this is, because that like neuter shade on the Naked Cherry palette kind of shook me. So let's see. I'm so excited. Here we go. Oh, yes. Come on, pigmented white. Yo, that's gonna be great for setting a base when you want a color to really pop, putting that white on it. All right, here's silver, and silver is a shimmer. So these are all shimmers right now. So every color I've done so far is a shimmer. And then, oh my God, that's silver. So the silver, a little patchy. We had a little bit of fallout, but it looks similar to the white. There's just like a little bit of a sheer sheen to it. All right, now here's gold. Oh, I love me a pigmented gold. Hoo, 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 hoo. Baby. Oh, we ain't mad. We are not mad. Yeah, I'm getting so excited right now, guys. You have no idea. I'm so ready to do a makeup look with this palette. So that's that gold. Gold, yes. All right, this one's called Deep Plum. Right, teeny weeny? Tiny whiny, my bad. I keep saying teeny weeny. Tiny whiny. Like that gold, though. Whew. All right, this one's called Deep Plum. Okay, this one didn't show up as much. Maybe I'm swatching it weird. Let me turn my hand this way and get a better swatch. Okay, there we go. So that's Deep Plum. I actually really like that color. It's an interesting color. I'm gonna use that one today, we'll see. And then the last one, which I'm actually really excited about, it's lime green. Lime green. I just haven't seen this color in a palette yet, so that's why I'm super excited about it. I don't know what I will do with lime green, but we're gonna do something. We're gonna do something with lime green. Maybe not today, but we will eventually do something with lime green. All right, what is your favorite color out of all these swatches? I'm gonna put them all up for you in a second. I gotta wipe my hands off so I can do lime green. And then, what's your favorite shade out of these swatches? All right, here's lime green, and it's a matte. It's a matte lime green. Yes. You're a little scared to use the lime green just because you don't know what to do with it, or because of the color? All right, here we go. So here are all the swatches of the box of crayons. So you got blue, green, red, yellow, black, brown, orange, violet, baby blue, purple, pink, what was this? Tan, red, white, silver, gold, deep plum, and lime green. So, I mean, from the swatches on my arm, look at the pigment. Like, you can barely see my skin underneath some of these. Some of these first ones were chalky, but once we got down here, all of the shimmers performed amazing. Creamy formulas, they look great. So now that we have these swatches, let's jump into a makeup look. I'm so excited. Okay, let's read the comments. Purple and red. Oh, how to use the green. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Like, how would I use this green and make it pop? It would have to be like some sort of like themed look. I would think. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and wipe these swatches off of my arm, and then we are going to hop into this makeup look. So whenever I review a product, I don't like to change up my makeup routine at all. So therefore, I will be priming my eyelids. Now, if you know about makeup or like know about priming your lids, people usually prime their lids so that your shadows last longer and they're not as patchy and they pop and they're more vibrant. So with that being said, if you do not prime your eyelids, my color payoff may be different than the color payoff you do when you apply this on your bare lids. So just keep that in mind. That is something that you just want to keep in mind, because all of my shadows are going to pop. I make palettes that don't even have color payoff pop. So we're gonna get into this right now. All right, everybody, so just once again, before we get started into the actual demonstration part of the palette, my name is Iziah. I am the host of Wheesearch Live, as well as a in-house creator for Wheesearch Beauty. I do have my own YouTube channel, Instagram, Twitter account. All of my social information is in the description below if you would like to go follow. I did do this look. Where's my phone? Oh, here it is. So I did do a like really crazy look, like a gold look on my Instagram page yesterday. So if you guys want to check that out, I'm really proud of the look. Here it is real quick. Boom. So that's posted on my Instagram right now, but I'm so proud of this look. And I used the box of crayons, but the Watch Me Blush. So the Crayon Case has another palette called Watch Me Blush, and that's what I used for this photo. Even the lip is a shimmer shadow. So like, I know that the palettes perform well, but I just haven't used this particular one yet, and that's what we're about to get into. Hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications, and let's get into this palette. All right, so I'm gonna start off by priming my lids. And at any time, if you guys can't see, or if you want me to get closer, if you want me to angle the camera downward, anything like that, just let me know so that way you can get the full experience as I'm applying my makeup. I'm gonna start with Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and this is what I'm gonna use to prime my lids. So I did not clean up my brows, so I'm gonna just jump in with a Morphe 167 or 432 brush, which is a flat top brush like so. And I'm gonna clean up my brows and then pull the concealer downward. All right, so here we go. All right, so I carved out my brow just now. And I'm just gonna pull this concealer down to my lid. All right, so now that we have that pulled down, I'm gonna take my Real Techniques base shadow brush and I'm just gonna go ahead and blend out this concealer. And then here's just another technique that I've started doing. If you contour your nose, so if you're a nose contour, not everybody does it, but if you do contour your nose, I've started doing this step. So when I'm blending out my concealer underneath my eye, I've taken my concealer and I just apply it right in this little crease like area, this nose part, because that's the part that I want to be lightened out later for when I do my nose contour. So it's just sped up my makeup routine. So just by pulling that concealer down into this little area right here. Oh, and also, this may sound a little bit different. I don't put concealer under my eye anymore. I cut that step out. I realized I didn't need it. to highlight, so I don't do that step anymore. So now instead of concealing everything, I just pull my concealer down to the side of my nose, and then whatever's left over, I'll just blend out underneath my eye, just because. And then over here, just blending out all of this into the lid, just getting a nice blend. Okay, I'm gonna go grab my MAC Skin Perfecting Powder so I can set my lid real quick. Okay, so I'm just gonna use a Real Technique setting brush and my Skin Perfecting Powder by MAC. And I'm just going to dip into this, tap off any excess, and then I'm gonna set my lid so that it doesn't move, the concealer stays in place, and now we have an even base for the shadow on this eye. Okay, so in the comments, what kind of look do you guys want me to do? Do you want me to do something that's like more natural, everyday, with a pop of color? Do you want me to do something more creative and like really try to get into as many colors as possible? How do you guys want to see this product being used? Okay, so our lid is primed. We carved out our eyebrows, so now our eyebrows look even more snatched. Thank you. And this eye is set, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing I did on this eye on this side. And I don't have any foundation on because I wanted to make sure that the palette didn't have fallout. Because if the look comes out like pretty bomb today, then this will definitely turn into an Instagram look, you know? All right, and I'm blending this down to my lid now. All right, and then just going through the same steps. How about every day with a pop of color? Okay, I can try that out, definitely. I mean, there's a lot of colors in here, so every day with this palette is going to be a little bit different. I don't know how much of an everyday look I can do with this. But we'll see. Actually, I'm looking at the palette and I don't think I could do an everyday look with it. It doesn't have everyday colors, except for the browns. Getting some weirdness with my concealer blending out on this side. All right, so I'm just gonna pull that down like so. And then whatever's left over, we just blend out under our eye. Falling into you. I would do anything just to get you back again. I would do anything at all. No, I'm not innocent. You deserve a better man. Let me just hold your hand once more. I wanna take you out. Okay, so this eye is blended out. So we're gonna do the same thing and set it. Okay, we are set in place. All right, let's see. Okay, so now our lids are set. We have an even base on our lids to start this shadow process. So let's try, we're gonna just be winging this out. We're gonna be winging this, doing this together and seeing how this palette performs. So as always, I usually start off with a crease color and just buff something into the crease. So since we don't have too much of like basic colors, let's just try to do something like more like sunsetty. So we'll use oranges, yellows, and then maybe underneath pop like a inner corner, something like that. We'll figure it out. All right, I'm gonna hop in with my Morphe 518 brush. So this is a fluffy blending brush. I'm using a color switch to get the shadows off so we have a clean base to start with. All right, so as our base, I'm thinking, let's do something that's kind of like sunsetty or whatever. So let's jump in with the pink first as our transition shade. So we're gonna have that pink in there. Actually, no. Let's go in with yellow first. So let's hop in with yellow. So I'm gonna just hop into this yellow. So immediately, look how much product is on the brush. So I'm gonna tap a little bit off just to avoid kickback and fallout more so. And then I'm just gonna pack this right here in my outer C area, and I'm gonna pull this into my lash line and then blend it into my crease. Okay, so from first application on my lid, and my lids are primed, I don't really see the yellow. The yellow's not really popping up. So I'm gonna dip back in. This time I'm not gonna tap off the excess on the brush. Okay, so there we go. When I didn't tap the excess off the brush, I do see some color. As you blend it out, it does get lighter. It is blending out smoothly. It's not patchy. It's easy to apply. So I do like that. As far as color, it's building up, so that's good. But at first application, it is not super pigmented. So you will have to build the yellow up. So I'm going back in again with another batch. Okay. I'm gonna jump in one more time and get a little bit more yellow. But can you guys see the yellow, the difference from this eye to this eye? So the yellow is popping up, but I don't know. The way the yellow swatched, I was hoping it was gonna look like that on my lids, but the search for yellow still continues. So the yellow is not as pigmented as it swatched. That's sad. I was really hoping that this yellow was going to change my life. Okay, so we got that yellow on. Let's go ahead and do the same thing to the other side. Boom, da, da, doom. What do you guys have planned for the weekend, if any plans? Okay, not bad. We're getting somewhere. All right, I'm gonna pack this back on. This is the third dip back in that I've done, and I did 4 on the other eye, so I just wanna keep it consistent. I just wanna make sure that the shadow performs the same. I also noticed another thing about some palettes too is when you first get the palette, like your first couple of dips into it are not that great. They're not pigmented, but once you break through that like first like slim layer of whatever it is, then the shadows start performing better. So I've done reviews where this eye was not pigmented and then this eye was super pigmented. Work in the morning and then a family get together. My uncle birthday and my uncle going back home. Oh, that's cool. So you're having a little family get together. That's good. That's nice. That should be fun. I don't know what I'm doing this weekend, but I recently secured a job doing a ghost walk. So on the 19th of this month, I'm going to a like production planning meeting, and I'm gonna have to do 30 zombie makeups in like 4 hours. So it's gonna be a lot of work, but I'm excited. I'm excited to start doing something different with my makeup career, you know? They also booked me for Scrooge. So the play Scrooge, I'll be doing the makeup for Scrooge as well. So I'm really happy about that. So we are getting a little bit more pigment on. There we go. I'm just gonna apply it a little bit differently. So instead of packing it, I'm just gonna blend it out everywhere at the same time. So there we go. This side's a little patchy right here. Okay, so there's the yellow. No plans yet for you? I'm sure some plans will pop up. All right, so that's the yellow on the eyelids, everybody. So closing my eyes, you see the yellow pigment. It does show up. It's not super pigmented. It is a little bit patchy, so that's hard to apply. I didn't pack this color. Excuse me. I didn't pack this color on like with a packing brush. I did blend it out with a fluffy blending brush, so it might perform differently if you pack it. All right, so let's move on to the next color, because I'm switching my brush to a smaller fluffy blending brush so I can get a little bit more precise underneath that color. So I'm just using this Beauty Accents blending eyeshadow brush. It's literally called that. So it's like a smaller fluffy blending brush. And now let's hop into that pink color. Let's just jump straight into pink. So right here, we're gonna go pink. Let's see, yeah, we're gonna jump into that pink. So I'm gonna drop that onto the thing. It's very pigmented on the brush. So let's see how it performs on the lid, or on the crease, in the crease. So I'm gonna pack this color like right in the crease area and blend it into my lash line. And then very carefully, I'm just gonna start buffing this into my crease, trying to keep it a little bit lower than that first shadow. So the color payoff is like, it's not that much. Yeah, right? Oh, I thought you were saying boo to the shadow. But boo, what's up, Andre? What you doing? How are you doing, Biffy? But I was like, boo to the shadow. I was like, I know, right? Am I not doing something right? Okay, there we go. I'm gonna pack this color. So I am seeing that the matte colors, like they're buildable, but from first application of them, they are not super pigmented. And they're chalky, a little bit patchy. Can you guys even see the pink on the lid? Okay, that's not too bad. After I worked it in a little bit, blended it out some, it is blending in. I do see some color from it, but it is very light. It's not super pigmented. A little, right? I started going to a Christian comedian tonight. So that in 4 hours. Oh, that should be fun. That should be awesome. Definitely take some videos if you can. I think you might have to sneak into it though. Definitely pictures. Definitely pictures. Yeah, it's a little. Okay, so there's that pink. As I worked it in more, it did blend out. So here's something I've noticed about the shadows. The blendability of the shadows is really nice. I've only used matte colors so far, and the matte colors, they're blending into each other nicely, but they are a little patchy. Like, it's super pigmented here. So if you guys remember when I swatched it, let's swatch. It was like pigmented at the front, and then as it blended out, it got like chalky, like that. That's what it's doing on the lid. So it's really concentrated in one spot, but then as you try to pull it out, it creates some patchiness. So that's what's happening on the lid. But we shall continue. I don't know what that just was, but I did it, so I gotta keep it. Alright, I'm gonna just try to like buff this a little bit using circular motions. I'm using very light touch. I've learned with blending, a lighter touch works better. Okay. I'm not that much of a fan of this pink shadow. And we do have some fallout. I have pink going on my nose area right here and a little bit under there. So that's something to look out for. If you do not like fallout in a palette, this definitely has some fallout. I'm gonna go ahead and do this eye now. So we're gonna pack that here. Huh. See, that's interesting. This side blended out a lot easier than the other side did. Yeah, this eye blended out a lot smoother than the other one did. That's interesting. And you know what's funny is I watched a review video of this like earlier today, and when the girl was applying some shadows, she said that it was patchy on one eye, and then when she demonstrated it on the other eye, it wasn't patchy anymore, it glided on smooth. So I'm wondering what I said earlier about like palettes having that like thin layer that just doesn't have any color or pigment when you first start. That could be what's happening, since that was the first time dipping into the yellow on this eye, and then the pink on this eye, but now it's blending out nicely on this side. It's interesting. Alright, I'm gonna start doing some circular motions. So the two colors that I used in palettes, the reason why I use these ones first is because these are typically colors in a palette that I'm usually disappointed with. Like I'm always expecting them to be more pigmented, to have more color payoff, to be long lasting, not patchy. And almost every single palette, yellows, baby pinks, those types of colors are patchy, don't have a lot of color payoff. And honestly, with this palette, I will say the same. I would say there's not a lot of color payoff on these on my lids per se. So it would be interesting to see this on somebody that has a lighter skin tone, to see if the formulas, if the colors are more pigmented on their skin tone. Because if that's the case, I say this in like almost every broadcast about eyeshadows, is eyeshadow companies need to come up with a formula that looks good on every skin tone. It's not fair to deeper skin tones or lighter skin tones that we have to like build up and use more product to get the same color payoff. I don't know if that's like a far-fetched idea, if that's just like not possible to do, But it's just not fair. Like, I shouldn't have to dip into my palette 100 times to get that pop in yellow, and then somebody with lighter fair skin can dip into the palette once and boom, got this yellow, like, glorious color. Like, brands have to work on that. And if it's something that's not possible, then I think that should be expressed as well. It's like, yeah, hey guys, like, we are coming up with formulas that are super pigmented, but just with deeper skin tones, color on deeper skin tones does not show up as much. So there's a balance. I know there's a balance, but I don't know it yet. Maybe I'll do some research on that and I'll let you guys know. Right, Cook? I see you over there. Yes, because I don't want to be paying more money to get the same results. That's why the whole like controversy with shade ranges is such a big deal, because people are like, oh, they don't have your shade range, just buy 2 and mix them. Why do I have to pay $80 to get my shade when you can walk in the store and buy your shade for $40? Like, that's the debate right there. It's like, why do I have to spend more money to use the same product? We shouldn't have to. All right, guys, so that's the pink and yellow on my lids right now. I'm gonna go back in with a small blending brush, and I'm gonna hop back into that yellow, and I'm just gonna blend out the edges just to make sure that we have a nice gradient from that pink to yellow. So like right where those colors meet, I'm just using light pressure and just bringing back some of the intensity of the yellow and blending in that pink color. Right. Go back into the yellow on this side, tap off any excess, and then we're just gonna blend right over top of that line using very light pressure. So whenever you're trying to blend 2 colors together to get a gradient, you do not want to use a heavy hand, because if you use a heavy hand, you will actually move the shadow instead of blending them together. So the way that I think about this technique is, imagine just the very, very tip of the bristles on your brush are touching your eye. That's kind of how light the pressure you want. So just that very, very soft, just the tips of the bristles, and you just want to slowly move the shadow over top of that line until that line diffuses out and it's kind of blurred. It's a gradient. Okay, so now that we have this pink and yellow that's not really showing up, we're gonna just move on and just get into something better. So we got pink and yellow right there. I think what I wanna do is I want to, let's use a purple. Here we go, this is cool. Let's use Deep Plum, and we're gonna deepen out the outer V, outer C area. So I'm gonna switch to, we're gonna see, we're kind of winging this as we go, so. All right, I'm gonna just use this, like, it's a very tiny, tiny, tiny blending brush. And I'm gonna hop into this Deep Plum color, like right here. And I'm gonna pack this in my outer C area, which is right here. And I'm gonna pull that into my lash line, blend it up into my crease a bit. This is gonna give us some depth. And blend in that purple into that pink like so. And then I'm just gonna fan it out a little bit to the back to blend into the yellow. I'm gonna jump back in, I'm gonna do that again. So this is Deep Plum. So pack that color in here, blend it into the lash line, into the crease a bit, blending that into that pink and yellow. And then come back down and we're gonna fan it out a bit, just using like these little flicking motions, using very light pressure, and that's gonna give us a nice blend into that yellow. So I really like the Deep Plum color. The Deep Plum color is definitely showing up, so that's awesome. The Deep Plum is probably the most pigmented shade that I've used so far, and it's still kind of light. Like for you guys, you're flooded out by 3 lighting systems that are brightening up this whole area right now. So the shadows are of course gonna be a little bit less pigmented for you, but on my end, they're not like poppin'. Okay, we might be able to work with this eye look. It might come together. I have hope after this deep plum. I do. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. There's hope. You know, honestly, I'm gonna give you guys my opinion on the palette now. I usually wait to the end. Honestly, I was expecting, and this might just be my fault for expecting this, and this is because of all the hype behind the palette. I was expecting for these colors to be like pigmented. Like, I wanted them to like literally punch me in the face when I put them on the lid. Like, I tap this color and it just knocks me out. That's what I was expecting, because I've seen some of the looks on Instagram, and I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. I'm using the wrong brushes for this. Like, what's happening? But honey, she's not the most pigmented. Cook, do you have similar opinions about the palette? Like, are they super pigmented for you? Like, I don't know what's going on over here. And I'm getting a lot of patchiness. Weird. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna go back in with the yellow and bring that color back, because you know, once you use another color, you're gonna have to go back in and bring it back. The blue, the pink and purple, magenta, a little bit of the world, they came out gold. Oh, really? The blue, the pink and purple and magenta, and a little bit of the... They came out they came out good. I read gold. They came out gold. Yeah, and that's what I was thinking. I was thinking the deeper colors in the palettes are going to be the ones that are the most pigmented. And I kind of purposely used the other shades. Like I said earlier, I've always used palettes that had yellows and blah, and then the worst. So I wanted to try those out first. But if this doesn't come out like super great and we have enough time, we don't got that much time left anyway. So we're gonna just go ahead and deal with what we got. So let's hop back into the pink color real quick. So we're gonna hop in with the pink and we're gonna bring that back a little bit. So this is like in the crease area like so. I just wanna pop that in, blend that in with that deep plum color. Do the same thing on the other side. So just bring that color back, starting from the inner corner into that purple. Me. Okay, this looks a hot mess. It's just really patchy. I'm working with the mattes, and the mattes are super patchy. I kind of have a feeling that the shimmers are just gonna glide right on. All right, I'm going back in with that yellow. And I'm just gonna go back over top of all that and blend in that yellow just so that we have a nice gradient. Oh, that came out nice. Okay, yellow, you better save the day. All right, coming on this side, bringing back that yellow color, blending in that deep plum and the yellows and the pinks. Okay, so the yellow came in and saved the day. It's just a very light eye. Like, look at this. Like, it's very light. They're not pigmented at all. I don't know. This is kind of sad. This is kind of sad. All right, let's pop an orange on the inner lid color. Let's just do this and see how this performs. How do I not have a flat? Oh, we can use this one right here. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna use a flat packing brush. So this is a packing brush. And I'm gonna jump into the orange shade right here. And let's just get some on our brush. So this is a shimmer shade. I have a feeling that this is about to pop, 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 okay? So let's start in our inner corner. Ooh. So the orange, yes. You haven't tried the other colors yet? Ah, that makes sense. So this is kind of like a review for you as well, and you have the palette. Okay, so at first application, when I did that first swipe, it was patchy. And that's how it swatched too. If you guys remember when it swatched, I was saying that like some of there was fallout. So there was like little creamy chunks of fallout, but they did blend out. So as soon as I started like moving the brush over top of them, they blended out. So it is easy to apply. It's a little bit patchy at first. It's not super shiny, but it's a shimmer. So I would say it's more of a shimmer than a glitter, which I prefer. I prefer shimmery shadows versus glittery shadows. Because glittery shadows fall out, they get in your eye, and then I don't have a good time after that, you know? Okay, I'm gonna pack a little bit more, like right in the middle. I'm gonna pack now instead of swipe. Okay, so when you pack the shadow, you get a better bang for your buck. Yes, packing motion. Okay, so that's kind of cute. Like, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. All right, let's go ahead and do the other lid. So I'm just going to go straight in and pack this lid. Oh, actually, no, you can't. You have to have, like, a base in order to do that. The pink, I had to really get into it and wet my brush. Yeah, and that's what I'm trying not to do in this broadcast. Because I know the wetting your brush technique will make it more pigmented. But it sounds like that's what you have to do. Wet your brush for these. Okay, so then once you swipe it on your lid, then you can pack it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and go in and pack the color on for a better color payoff. So the way they swatch, I'm kind of disappointed a little bit. So the way they swatched, they were very pigmented, like that first swipe was everything. The way they're applying on the lid is a little bit different. Like you gotta put a little bit of work into it. I do really love the color. Like the color of this orange is actually beautiful. Like it's very, very pretty. I love the amount of shimmer in it. I love that it's not too much. I do like that they are creamy formulas. I just wish that they swatched like they perform. And that's why I stopped really doing swatches as an indicator that a palette is gonna be good. Because you'll swatch in the store, you'll swatch everywhere, then you get home, you put it on your lids, and it does not work out, doesn't work. So, just something to keep in mind. Okay, so now that we have this orange in here, like so, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take another color, another shimmer shade, I'm gonna pop it in the middle, just to give a little bit of, to draw your eyes towards something. So I think what I wanna put in the middle of this is, let's go with the silver. I wanna go with silver. So let's hop into this silver color, like so. Oh, she's chunky. Wow. Okay. And let's just pop that like right there. Oh, she showed up. She said, I'm not playing games. She said all the other shades might play games, but I don't play games. Silver, she's popping. Silver's popping. All right, and I'm gonna take that, a little bit of that orange again and just pop that, like just to soften. Just to soften some of that silver. Okay, so overall, let me see. Okay, so, oh, let's use the inner corner shade too. Let's just do it. Let's do it. So for the inner corner shade, I'm gonna use the white. Okay. All right, let me get a little bit closer for you. Okay, so overall, I wouldn't say, like, the look came out not that bad. I don't really see the purple. I don't really see the pink. The yellow is not really there. As far as the shimmer shades, the orange and the silver did show up. When you apply them, something weird happens. Hold on. Do I have... Oh, and then the highlight shade, the white is popping too. So I will show you something like... Let me see if I can get this on camera real quick for you guys before we end the broadcast. Okay, so when you dip into the palette, it creates this like this lift. Do you see that like gradient, like that texture? So what happens is when you're putting it on your brush like so, you get that same texture on the brush. Hold on, let me see. I don't know if you guys can see it. Can you see that? It's like chunky, this chunky texture. So when you tap your brush to get that excess off, then literally what's left on your brush is almost nothing. So like you see, like there's barely any product on the brush now. But what happens when you apply that chunky texture on your lid, when you put the texture on your lid, it leaves patches, and then you have to smooth out those patches. Good thing it's a creamy formula, so it's possible, but that's just another step that you have to take to get a look that kind of looks like this. I mean, I could definitely work with this look, but it's not bad. It's not, I won't say it's terrible, but it's not the best. It is very patchy. Oh my God, now looking at it closer, it's like super patchy. Oh man. I was really looking forward to this palette. I'm gonna have to play with this again. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna try to create some looks off camera with this and just give like a real opinion about it. Maybe I'll pop back in this video at the end and talk about like my experience with the palette. But from first impressions of the palette, I would not recommend this palette. For $40 after like taxes, for $40 after taxes and shipping and all of that, and to get shadows that don't perform. Now, I only dipped into, like, I gotta be fair. I dipped into yellow, I dipped into pink, I dipped into deep plum, which I did like deep plum. Deep plum had the most color payoff out of those. And then I jumped into orange and silver. So out of the 18 shades, I only used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I only used 5 shades out of the 18. And out of those 5 shades, the 3 shimmers, the 3 mattes, 2 mattes, the yellow and the pink did not perform well. The deep plum, great. The shimmer shades, they have color payoff, they have pigment, but they're chunky and they're patchy. So, I don't know, I have better palettes. I have better palettes than this from those 5 shades. So I'm definitely gonna have to jump into the rest of these shades and see how those perform, but I will go ahead on to www.wheesearch.com and enter in my Wheopinions for the colors I did use. So if you ever get a chance, guys, go to www.wheesearch.com, create your We For Me profile, and start entering in the products like this, because you will be able to help people who don't, like if somebody doesn't like chunky, fallout, kickback, if they want color payoff for a yellow or something like that, and they're looking for this product, they will find my Wheopinion. And Cook, you have this palette, so you can enter this one in. But they can find my Wheopinion and see that the yellow does not have a lot of pigment, the pink doesn't have a lot of pigment. And if they're choosing this palette for that purpose, they will save themselves $40. And I could save $40. Like I mean, I could do without this palette from the 5 shades I used. Now, let's see. We're gonna work with this palette for the next couple of days or so and see how it performs, and we'll give a real opinion on the rest of the shades. But if you wanna check out mine, I'll enter them out right after this broadcast. But everybody, thank you so much for coming out today to Wheesearch Live with me, Iziah, as we did a full review on 5 of the shades of the Box of Crayons palette by the Crayon Case. But we did swatch them. We swatched all of the shades, and they all swatched amazing. I wish they looked like that on my lids. But, as always, guys, thank you so much for coming out. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on that bell. If you want to check me out, all of my socials are in the description below. And I hope you have a great rest of your week and weekend. Don't forget to check out the Beauty Awards, www.beautyawards.wheesearch.com. And also check out the Wheesearch blog. All right, guys, I'm Iziah, and I'm signing out. Have a great day, weekend, night, wherever you're from. I love you.